McLaren dominating Formula One in 2025? It seems incredible after so many years of ups and downs, but the numbers don't lie. Their start to the season is the best in decades and could change the entire title fight. Do you think they can dethrone Red Bull and take the Drivers' Championship? Let me know in the comments before I explain why this could be historic. McLaren has understood that in modern Formula One, technical revolutions rarely win championships. Instead, the key is constant evolution and optimization of a proven concept. The MCL39 is not a radical change from its predecessor, the MCL38, but it is a more refined, efficient version adapted to the demands of the 2025 season. The Woking team has adopted a development philosophy that prioritizes the perfection of every detail rather than the introduction of risky innovations. This approach has been crucial to staying competitive since the second half of 2023, when they began to close the gap to Red Bull. Now, with the Constructors' title in their possession, they have maintained that strategy, but with specific adjustments that could make the difference in the fight for both championships. The first key point in the evolution of the MCL39 is its aerodynamics. McLaren has retained its pull rod suspension design on the front axle, a choice that has proven effective in managing airflow to the side pods and rear wing. However, they have refined the bodywork in critical areas such as the engine cover, where they have implemented a more oval air intake and a reduction in aerodynamic drag. These changes have a clear purpose: to improve the efficiency of the car without compromising stability in fast corners. The team has also optimized the side pod area and the diffuser, two fundamental elements in generating downforce. In pre-season testing in Bahrain, data revealed that the MCL39 displayed a perfect balance between top speed and grip in medium and high-speed corners. This is a sign that McLaren has managed to improve its aerodynamic efficiency without increasing tire degradation, an issue that affected them at some races in 2024. Another key aspect in the evolution of the MCL39 is the integration of the Mercedes power unit with the car's hybrid system. Although the engine freeze regulations prevent major advances in terms of power, McLaren has worked on energy management and optimizing electronics to improve power delivery and the efficiency of the energy recovery system. This translates into more stable acceleration and reduced wear on mechanical components throughout the season. The car's electrical architecture has also been a point of development. The communication systems between the engine, gearbox, and brakes have been optimized to reduce latencies during braking and acceleration transitions. This improvement is crucial on technical circuits such as Monaco or the Hungaroring, where the precision of the car's response can make the difference between a fast lap and a costly mistake. The performance of the MCL39 in pre-season testing confirms that McLaren has made the right decisions in its development. In race simulations carried out in Bahrain, the car showed an average lap time of 1 minute and 35.5 seconds, beating Red Bull and Ferrari in long runs. In addition, the car's ability to preserve the hard tires indicates that they have solved one of their weaknesses from the previous year. Another key point is reliability. While Red Bull suffered mechanical problems with the RB21 during testing, the MCL39 completed all the programs without incident. Andrea Stella, team principal, has highlighted the importance of this factor, ensuring that every kilometer on track is fundamental to refining the car and avoiding unforeseen events during the season. McLaren has managed to build a car that is not only fast, but also balanced and reliable. The combination of optimized aerodynamics, efficient hybrid system integration, and improved tire management puts the team in an ideal position to challenge for both championships. However, the season is long and rivals will not sit idly by. The key to success will be maintaining this level of development and adaptation as the championship progresses. McLaren has started the 2025 season with a solid performance and a privileged position on the grid, but the competition in Formula One never stops. Red Bull, Ferrari, and other teams have worked hard to close the gap and make up ground. Although McLaren has the most balanced car it has built in recent years, the level of its rivals forces constant improvement. Any strategic or technical error could cost them valuable points in a fight where every thousandth of a second counts. Red Bull remains the team to beat. Although the Austrian team faced mechanical problems during pre-season testing, its ability to develop the car throughout the year is a factor that cannot be underestimated. Max Verstappen, four-time world champion, is a driver who has demonstrated his ability to extract maximum performance from any car, even when the conditions are not ideal. In previous seasons, Red Bull have shown a unique ability to introduce improvements to their car without compromising reliability, something that could once again be key in the fight for the championship. One of the most significant changes at Red Bull for 2025 is the arrival of Liam Lawson as Verstappen's teammate. The team has opted for a different approach by doing away with Sergio Perez and betting on a young driver with a more aggressive mindset. The big question is whether Lawson will be able to play a similar role to Perez in his prime, when he acted as Verstappen's sidekick in key strategies. If Red Bull managed to optimize the dynamic between their drivers and recover the reliability they lacked in preseason, they will continue to be a constant threat to McLaren at every race. Ferrari is another contender that should not be ignored. The arrival of Lewis Hamilton has generated a change of mentality within the Italian team. His presence not only brings experience, but also a different perspective in terms of development and strategic approach. The combination of Hamilton and Charles Leclerc makes Ferrari one of the strongest lineups in the championship. In preseason testing, the SF25 showed consistent performance and race pace, suggesting they have sorted out some of the tire degradation issues that plagued them in previous years. The key for Ferrari will be the internal management of its drivers. Hamilton arrives with ambitions of adding an 8th world title, while Leclerc is still waiting for his first real chance to fight for a championship. If the Italian team does not manage this dynamic well, they could repeat the mistakes of the past, where strategic decisions compromised their performance at critical moments. However, if they manage to find a balance and optimize their decision-making in the race, they could become a formidable rival to McLaren and Red Bull. Beyond Red Bull and Ferrari, there are other teams that have made important steps in their development. Mercedes has worked on improving the stability of its car and reducing the sensitivity of the car to changes in tire temperature, a problem that affected them in previous seasons. Although they do not appear to be in a position to challenge for wins straight away, their ability to evolve during the season could make them a decisive factor in the title fight. Aston Martin has also shown signs of progress. Their focus on aerodynamic development and chassis optimization could allow them to close the gap to the top teams at specific circuits. In recent seasons, they have shown they can seize opportunities when the big teams make mistakes, making them an unpredictable rival. With a tighter grid than ever, the 2025 season will be a test of consistency for McLaren. The gap between the top 5 teams in preseason rarely exceeded 0.3 of a second, meaning each race could be defined by the smallest details. On-track strategy, adaptability and pressure management will all be determining factors in a battle that promises to be more intense than ever. McLaren have shown they have the potential to lead, but the question is whether they can maintain this level throughout the season against rivals who will not stop pushing at every Grand Prix. The start of the season has made it clear that McLaren has all the tools to fight at the top, but staying there is a completely different challenge. In Formula One, a good start does not guarantee success throughout the championship. The key for McLaren will not only be speed, but its ability to evolve the MCL39, manage pressure and adapt to strategic and technical changes that arise during the season. Reliability is one of the most critical factors in the fight for a championship. In 2024, McLaren managed to significantly reduce the mechanical problems that plagued them in previous years, completing most races without serious technical incidents. This stability was fundamental to their success in the Constructors' Championship. In preseason testing in 2025, the MCL39 completed all sessions without significant setbacks, while rivals such as Red Bull suffered mechanical issues. However, reliability is an aspect that must be kept under control throughout the season. A single retirement can be the difference between winning or losing a championship, especially on a grid as tight as this year's. The development of the car throughout the year is another key factor. Formula One is a constant battle of evolution, where teams introduce improvements in practically every race to gain tenths of a second. McLaren has shown that it has the ability to keep up with this pace, but it will have to ensure that its updates are effective on each type of circuit. In previous seasons, some teams have suffered setbacks by introducing aerodynamic packages that did not work as expected. McLaren cannot afford to make that mistake if it wants to stay in the fight. Tire management has been one of the areas that McLaren has worked on the most. In previous seasons, this aspect prevented them from maximizing their performance in key races, especially on circuits with high temperatures or high degradation. In preseason testing, the MCL39 showed a notable improvement in this area, achieving consistent times in long runs and reducing wear on the hard tires. If the team maintains this trend, it could make the difference in strategic races where management is more important than pure speed. Another key point is the dynamic between its drivers. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri have proven to be a solid and competitive duo, but if both find themselves in the fight for the championship, team management will be decisive. In previous seasons, we have seen teams with two strong drivers struggle to balance the internal struggle without compromising the team's overall objective. McLaren will need to ensure that both drivers can compete without creating conflicts that harm the team in the overall standings. Race strategy will also be a decisive factor. McLaren has improved in making strategic decisions, but in 2024 there were still times when a bad choice cost them important points. One of the changes implemented by Andrea Stella has been the optimization of the real-time analysis system, allowing the team to make faster and more accurate decisions. However, in such a competitive season, every detail counts. The team's ability to react to unforeseen events, such as yellow flags or unexpected weather changes, could make the difference between winning or losing a race. The pressure of being the team to beat is a challenge in itself. In 2024, McLaren played the role of chaser with the motivation to catch up with Red Bull. In 2025, the situation has changed. Now they are the ones everyone wants to surpass. This new position demands a different mindset, a constant ability to adapt and an absolute determination to avoid complacency. In the words of Lando Norris, "Last year we were the hunters, now we are the hunted." Handling that pressure will be one of the team's biggest challenges. McLaren has the potential to maintain its lead, but the season will be a constant battle. Reliability, the evolution of the car, tire management, the dynamics between its drivers and race strategies will be the factors that will define whether the team can sustain its dominance until the final race. With a more competitive grid than ever, any mistake could cost dearly. The question is not whether McLaren has what it takes to win the championship, but whether it can maintain this level of performance throughout a full season without losing ground to its rivals. McLaren has started the 2025 season with a level that few expected, consolidating itself as a team capable of fighting for both championships. After years of rebuilding, sound strategic decisions and meticulous technical development, they have managed to close the gap on Red Bull and Ferrari. However, Formula One is a sport where the difference between success and failure can come down to thousandths of a second, and the real challenge is not to reach the top, but to stay there. The performance of the MCL39 has proven to be a balanced combination of speed, consistency, and reliability. In preseason testing, it exceeded expectations, showing solid pace on long runs and efficient tire management. But the history of Formula One has shown that the season is not won in the first races, but in the ability to adapt and evolve throughout the year. Rivals will not sit idly by. Red Bull, with the development capacity it has shown in recent years, could make up for lost ground at any time. Ferrari, with the addition of Lewis Hamilton and a car that has corrected its weaknesses from previous seasons, represents a real threat. Mercedes and Aston Martin have also shown that they can spring surprises on specific circuits. McLaren's biggest challenge will be its ability to sustain this level of performance on a calendar that is more demanding than ever. Reliability has been one of its strengths, but a single retirement at the wrong time could completely change the course of the championship. Pressure management will be another determining factor. They are now not the team chasing, but the one everyone wants to beat. Every strategic decision, every car upgrade, and every choice in the race will have to be executed with absolute precision. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri represent one of the strongest and most balanced duos on the grid, but their coexistence in a title fight will be a definitive test for the team. Until now, their relationship has been one of respect and healthy competition, but if both enter the direct fight for the Drivers' Championship, McLaren will have to manage the internal dynamics carefully to avoid conflicts that compromise the team's results. The 2025 season has all the ingredients to become one of the most intense in recent years. McLaren has shown that it has what it takes to fight for glory, but the real question is whether they can maintain this advantage and respond to the attacks of their rivals. The championship is not yet decided, and each race will be a strategic battle where the slightest advantage can make the difference between victory and defeat. If you want to keep up to date with all of this season's developments, don't miss the upcoming analysis. Now tell me in the comments, do you think McLaren has what it takes to win both championships, or will Red Bull and Ferrari find a way to bounce back?